Hey, so cute. So cute. That's right, brother. Tell him. Tell him. No, I'm not telling nobody. No more. Package come. Cancel. Never brings it out either. What you doing over there? You want to play with that? You can't play with that, bro. I was supposed to be quiet the first minute, I guess. I don't know. What's up, man? I'm stuffed. Yeah, I don't know. I can't take that right yet, man. That stuff's gonna tear my stomach up. I gotta get the iron and yeah, but I gotta get the iron, man. You like the way that smells? Hey, let me move that. You always want to hide under stuff, man. You like the way it smells good, right? Leave my shoes alone. Get out of my Timberland. No. Don't get all low like you're prowling now. No. Take a picture. That was funny. Go mess with the one downstairs, okay? Because don't go on my shoe over there again, man. And what's that behind the door? What's that white thing? Is that what you was flipping around? You be getting involved in everything, man. You tore that thing up, bro. Go play with the big one. I try and fix it. I'm gonna pull that off and put a new one on. Fat head. Hey, he tore this thing up, y'all. He tore that thing up in about 2 weeks. Oh, week and a half, 2 weeks. He tore that thing up, man. I got a big one downstairs though. He can't tear that one up. He annihilated it. And then I got a little shaggy rug he likes to run over. He is funny. Ain't he big? Remember he was about the size of my hand? He was like, I picked him up, his little palm thing used to curl up under my arm, and now he's bigger than my shoes. You is too much. And when I say he be teared, he teared up. I just let him have fun, man. Oh, he going to town. He going to town. He going to town. Yeah, he likes to run over there. I put that there because I bought it from downstairs, and he actually drug it halfway up the stairs one day. So I said, what is that? So I brought it up here, and he drug it out there. So I put it at the edge of the steps, and he runs down over that thing. He's like, he jumps, and he runs, he hits it, and he jumps into the room, and then the zoomies. Oh, man. So that's his little shaggy rug at the top of the steps that he likes to, I don't know, maybe it's, I don't know, grass. I don't know what it is. It's funny. Right. Anyway, I didn't get the book today. I don't know. I got this stuff that I'm not going to use right yet. Let's get this. I got this stuff that I'm not going to use right yet. It's called Cosmic Cell Foods Academy. It's 24-hour detox, colon, liver, kidney, and nerve. I mean, he has it all over the place. I actually know them. I conversed with them even before they put this out. It's a 24-hour detox, but it's a two-day one because I'm over 200 pounds. So it's a 16-ounce bottle, and you drink 8 ounces one day and 8 ounces per 100 pounds. And it to detoxify the colon, liver, kidney, and the nerves center. So I'm not going to do it. I'm waiting till I got my salt solids. So I got to get on those. Keep a little alkaline and mineral-like drink going, and then for a day or two, because you got to be careful with your heart and all that. So I got to wait for the iron to come, iron and this other mineral supplement, because when you got to be close to the bathroom. Thank goodness I don't have to be nowhere, because you're going to be on that toilet, and you have to take those too during that detox period to keep your heart strong and your kidneys, your liver. Even though you're detoxing, you're going to be removing a lot of good stuff as well as a lot of waste and byproducts from out of your system. So it came in a box with freeze. This is what it looks like. Okay. And I'm surprised. Like I ordered this like a month ago, so that's why I was like, well, I'm not doing it right yet. And it comes in this with a little ice pack. It was cold. It was, the ice pack. And so I wanted to test something. So I'll do it after I get off. I want to see what the EMF is like inside here. So I'm going to turn the EMF off and slide it in here, because it's kind of like Mylar. This is still kind of cold too. This is a single-use cold, thin ice, non-toxic, single use. You can freeze it, but it's gelatinous, so you just get rid of it. But I'm gonna use this and see if it can protect my phone and the EMF coming in. I've got a lot of what they call weather blankets, Mylar. You could put them up on your walls if you got like 50 of them, and you could take PVC piping and run it through your house, go all around your walls, and run cold water. It hides, can't even get a thermal signature. And then if you take copper and add a little electrode or electric stimuli, by way of, like, say, a solar panel, and you wire it per some odd feet, I can't say on here, you can also create your own convection, like but you don't have to run AC and all that. And it's a lot of stuff. I like to invent stuff, y'all. It's a lot of other things too, and simple stuff. Just, it's not complicated. But let's go ahead and get into reading American Covenant, and let's get that going. Then we'll get the Women of Lemuria. Eyes bothering me a little bit, and I am stuffed. You know what I'm saying? So Halito, everybody. Let me see. Hey, Snoo, ABJR, Mickey Hill, Margarita, West Side. What's going on, beloved ones? So let's go ahead and get this reading. So yeah, I'm not gonna do it yet. I'm gonna wait about a week and a half, because I know it's gonna be like, I'm gonna be hitting that toilet every time I turn around. So I need to wait for the iron to get here too. The iron is it's another song. What is the name of it? Let me just share the name with y'all, because I like to give y'all little tabs on things. This is alkaline, non-GMO. This is gelatin and gluten-free, soy-free. It's all organically grown stuff. But to me, what was that? Iron power to keep you energized, and mineral general to rebuild and feed the cells with 102 plus minerals that our body consists of. I have sea moss and all that, but I'm going to use their supplements. I like the organic stuff. I like it, the fact that it's melanated, our people owned. Now, some of my people out of Georgia and stuff, they're not in Georgia, running scams, and they're making crap, and it's hurting people. And you know how that goes. You know what I mean? Because what can you do, right? Anyway, let's go ahead and get into American Covenant, a story of women, mysticisms, and the making of iron. Did anybody ask anything? I cook with cast iron pans and pots to get the iron. You make it over here. We'll hit Jerome City and buy some copper. They got some real copper. Copper plates and copper everything. Copper mugs, copper cups, and it's a beautiful place. Especially if you stay the night over there, it's magnificent. They got they got some vegan, wonderful things. They got this place that sells the Moon Burger. They cultivate it. It's not from China. They are, yeah, like that. But they have wonderful copper stuff, you know what I mean? And spoons, everything. And it's a copper mine. That's where the copper mine's at, old world copper mine. So I apologize. It took too long. Kwame Nutt, my brother from England, the one I told y'all, links. It's in the description. Check out his music. He's cool. He's a vegan. Been a vegan most. This brother is straight. He's a Muslim, but he's straight up. He's a good brother. The Caribs and Ghanaian, Ghana, and he's a wonderful brother. Good, dear brother of mine. Great brother, man. He lets me know what's going on over there. He don't play no games. So yeah, it's chatted with him. It's about 1 o'clock over there, and he's on the south side heading back over to the north. So he's got a good little drive. And then I was conversing with somebody else. I'm not gonna say their name. It's like, don't say that. No thing. I was like, so brother on here, YouTube, really good brother. He was asking some good questions. Not more Caramel, but another guy. And he'll make himself. I might bring him on the podcast. He might come on. He shows up a lot of times and watch some chat and stuff. He was asking me some information, so I was helping him out with researching something that he wanted to look at. Really good, very intelligent. In the 50s mark, He likes to run marathons. He used to be about 300 pounds. He weighs like 175, 180. He's like 5'10", about my height, and he weighs 175, 180. He's been running nonstop for the last 10 years. The Boston Marathon, he was just at that. He was at that. He runs. At one time, he couldn't run down the block. He started walking fast. He laughs when I say the switch walk. I was overseas, and the guy with the snake eyes Anyway, and then from there, he started jogging like a half a mile. Then he got to a mile. Next, he was running like 6, 7. And one day he was running. He thought he was going to stop, and I told him, I said, "You got your second wind." He ran for like 22 miles. And he said the first time he did it, he says he never looked back. And now he's swimming because he didn't know how to swim. So now he's going out to the channel where he's at. He doesn't live he doesn't live in New York no more, but he's going out where he lives at. I can't say on here, and he's swimming at least a mile. See, I used to run PT 1.5 miles to 3 miles, or I was swimming, and swimming it is a mother sucker. You hear me, y'all? If you don't know how to swim it, pace yourself. Yeah, but that's the swimming pool was great for me. Me and Reg, he was a lifeguard. I was a lifeguard once in a while, like for a short summer. And so now he's swimming. He wants to get up to where he can start in the 50s, trying those the decathlon, whatever those things called, the diathlon, whatever it's called. Ride the bike, swim, run. I think run is the last one. Swim, ride the bike. You know what I'm talking about, that thing. So I'm not ever doing that. Ain't no way in the world. But he's about my age. He's about, he's 55. And I'm telling y'all, man, that he was the one that turned me on to the natto fermented black soybean. Yeah, brothers, that will raise your testosterone. It won't raise your estrogen. It'll block it, actually. It binds to the estrogen cells in you, and it allows your testosterone levels to go up. Trust me, I've been eating it. I ordered my second because they get 3 things, and you refrigerate it, and I take like 2 tablespoons of my salad all the time. And man, let me tell you, bruh, listen to me, man, it's phenomenal. YMCA pool. I didn't like Mountainside. I used to go to Mountainside. You know, mom worked at Mountainside Hospital, but I used to be at Mountainside pool, Essex swimming pool, by right there with a skating rink. As you know, I still always like to go to Danny's or Calabrese, to get the meatball Parmesan sub. You know how it was back then, Snoop. We used to fight behind there. You know what I mean? The big, like, 50 on 50, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, oh man, no, not advocating violence. Excuse me. Well, let's go ahead and get into this book here, okay? American Covenant: A Story of Women, Mysticism, and the Making of Modern America. Lucille Scott. It's a pretty good read, right? So far, I'm just going to read a couple of paragraphs, maybe a few, and then we'll get right over into Women of Lemuria. I might switch it up every once in a while, so instead of one, I'll read the other one first, okay? When we last left off, we were at the dolls aren't an actual fixture of voodoo. However, priestesses and priests have employed them to focus healing energy on a certain part of a person's body, almost always at that person's request by using those infamous pins. Remember? Okay. Now, in that basement, I watched bodies around me filled with something otherworldly. I watched them shake, push, fling, and occasionally free fall, hitting the concrete with a bruising crack. Sometimes someone would catch me off guard, send me tumbling into the drums, onto a chair, or other times when I was on guard, I tried to break someone's fall, hold the weight of their flailing and struggling body, and then lay them onto my lap as they relaxed. The voice deepened, changed, their eyes unfocused, taken over by some force that seemed elemental and vast, savoring of and hungry for life, but less specific than the human conscious it had replaced. A woman standing next to me said, "The possession feels like rapture, like returning from the moon." You know what I call it? There's a medical terminology. I hate the word medical, but it's it's self-induced. Vibrations of frequencies by those who believe in something that's other than what we're used to can be very powerful. Let me bring this down a little bit because I don't like the way it's sitting kind of high. If you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen. I know you're like, man, Ray really ain't swearing. What the heck? I know, because that's what everybody else was saying. When boy came home and knocked on the door, right? Hey, man, you got a screwdriver? Bro, I was watching your vid, bro. You ain't cursing. I was like, yeah, shut up. I cursed them out. That's what my release was. If you don't get the boy for the here go the screwdriver, and bring it back. I ain't giving it to you for 8 months. You brought it back. Anyway, there was a woman making penance, groveling worm-like across the concrete floor, maybe doing a breakdance worm. As our Mambo, then possessed by the male spirit Ogun, and dressed in a royal red, smacked her with an antique machete. A man told me it really stings. There was someone eating money and rubbing hot peppers on her bare chest. Oh, that sounds good. Anyway, her skin growing red and inflamed. These were not polite spirits. Ethereal, like the ether, ethereal, and cerebral, like the cerebral cortex, Mr. X, anyway, they were life and death, creation and destruction, exaltation and debasement, like to be, debasement, and the sum of total. And always the drumming, songs, movements, calling forth the spirits. Now the Mambo, when not possessed by Ogun, guided it all now, conducting offering barriers, in a sense that there was control, that there was power in that room, and that we, our bodies, pressed tightly together, yet unencumbered, and with spirit possessed it, not just vice versa. Now, Mary Laveau, now a woman in her 20s, walked through the hot, dark streets of a French Quarter lit only by tar-filled barrels, capped with flames made wild by a river wind. She walked past the wrought iron balconies and loping Renaissance colonial roofs, past the cemetery gates where corpses, swollen and jaundiced by yellow fever, were piled high, definitely the 1800s. Their smell thinly masked by the blooming jasmine. She exited the quarter onto Congo Square and the newly established Trim neighborhood, home primarily to free people of color, then walked farther still. Now, free people of color means it's not slaves. You have freemen and freedmen. Does that mean slaves? No, it means possibly it was a prisoner of war. I keep saying to people, it doesn't matter what you study and what you find, and if somebody might be very eloquent, have very, very good history, knowledge of history, our people weren't slaves, except for those taken away from here. That's an enslavement. You would think otherwise, but many of our people were taken away. Then we fought valiantly. Okay. Anyway, New Orleans was fast transforming from a remote military outpost into America's wealthiest port city. Its formerly near non-existent economy, supercharged by steamships and the cotton gin, and the largest slave market in the nation. But even in the 1820s, late at night in the farthest reaches of town, it could still feel like the edge of a fragile world, sinking into an eternal swamp. Now, Mary lifted her full white skirt away from the mud, then stooped to enter an abandoned brickyard out there on the fringes, and ensuring her white tignon, folded in 7 cloth points, atop her head, avoided the deterioration archway. Wow, deterioration. I never read deteriorating archway. Wow. Okay. Though describing her, why are they playing that music so loud like that? Though describing her alternately as brown, black, golden, cream, and red, all historical accounts agree that Mary LaVue was beautiful, arrestingly so. That she had the power to pull all focus without batting a large, obscurely deep eye. And there the striking Mary stood inside a brickyard hut. Now, after 3 days and 3 nights of fasting, purified and burning with life, surrounded by walls tangled with trumper, creeper, and vines, slowly surrounded by walls tangled with trumpet creeper. I never heard of trumpet creeper vines. Maybe I've seen those before. I just don't recall it. All right. Trumpet creeper vines slowly reclaiming the crumbling brick. Some 60 people, also dressed in white, roughly 10 white Creole women, and the rest people of color, watched as Mary LaVue prepared for her initiation. Now, before her stood a makeshift altar alight with fire and adorned by 2 stuffed black cats and a black statue. Its upper half a woman, its lower half a snake. The presiding priestess, Sanet Dede, signaled an older black man to begin beating a homemade drum. Slowly, the crowd began to move and sway and pass a large serpent from person to person as it wriggled and coiled around their upstretched arms. Does that sound like Avatar? All right, Matrix. Yeah, excuse me, all that modern jazz that dance go to my head sometimes. We're gonna stop right there because I'm gonna look out the window and see what's wrong with this dude. Let's see what's wrong with this individual's head, man, playing that music like that, man. See, these people don't live here; they're here working, and it's like Airbnb, and that's just a little too dang much, man. Oh, I know. Oh, no, those guys are cool. That's the one, the brother. Anyway, they're the ones that be flying the drones and stuff. So they just got off work. So they're having a couple of cold ones. They won't be out that long. Yeah, he's cool. I thought it was the other one, man, with the girl who was walking around looking like, I don't know what, like a freaking haint or something. I was about to say, yo! Right, The Women of Lemuria, Ancient Wisdom from Modern Times, Cryon Monica Mirani with Dr. Amber Wolf. Okay. Actually, when I went over there, one of them was already looking up at the window, like, is he going to open the window? And he looked up at me. I was about to open it. So I was like, oh, I saw my boy. I was like, oh, he's cool, man. He's cool. I showed him where to buy some ammo at. So, yeah. Anyway, when we last left off, we was since 2012, the nodes and nulls of the planet have been identified, open, and activated. Solely, multidimensional information is being broadcast to the Earth's grids, allowing for higher consciousness, invention, and human DNA evolution. Now, the nodes and nulls are hooked into the benevolent design of the universe. As of the writing of this book, Cryon has identified 9 of the 12 match pairs shown in the table below. So what we have here is we have the nodes and the nulls, okay? Now I'm going to read a few of them. I'm not going to get into all of them, right? This chart right here, okay? So as far as the nodes, 1A, we have Maui, Hawaii, and the nulls, Tibesti Mountains, Chad, Africa. So that's 1A and 1B. Now 2A nodes, we have Lake Titicaca, and Bolivia's Peru. And 2B, on the nulls, we have Mount Kailash in Tibet. On the nodes in 3A, we have the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. And on 3B, right next to it, we have Mount Kilimanjaro, Tanzania, Africa. Now, this is the connection. Now, on the node side, we have 4A, Mount Shasta, California, USA. I want to go on camp and hike and camp there. And then on the null side of the 4B, we have Mount Ararat in Turkey. And then we come back on the nodes in 5A, Uluru, Australia. And then on the null side, 5B, we have Mount Logan, Yukon Territories, Canada. Then on the nodes in 6A, we have Mount Ida in Hot Springs, Arkansas, USA. Sounds like Japan, right? Ida. And then on 6B, we have Mount Fitzroy, Patagonia, in Argentina. And on 7A on the nodes, we have Oroke, Mount Cook, New Zealand. And on the null 7B, we have Ural Mountains in Russia. And 8A, I'm going to read all of them, why not? On the nodes, we have 8A, Mount Blanc, French Alps, France, Italy, and Switzerland. And the null side on 8B, we have Mount Aconcagua, Argentina. I forgot how to pronounce that. My apologies. And on 9A nodes, we have Glastonbury, England. And on the null side, Gunbjorn, Fjord, Greenland. Unmatched nodes, and this is kind of weird. We have on the unmatched nodes, we have 10A, Rila Mountain, Bulgaria. Unmatched nulls, they don't know what it is, whether it's because you can't put a number or an alphabet next to it. It says Mali Snow Mountain in China, Mali Snow Mountain. It's not how it's pronounced, but Mali Snow Mountain in China. And then on the unmatched nodes in 11A, you have Machu Picchu, Peru. Okay. And on the unmatched nulls, no, there's nothing there, but it says Aneto, Parins, Spain. And then on 12A unmatched nodes, you have Table Mountain, South Africa, Table Mountain. And on the unmatched nulls, no location or anything as far as it's equal or not or opposite. Victory Peak, Tian Shan Mountains, Kyrgyzstan. Now, for further information on nodes and nulls, they have a website that you can visit, which is www.cryon.com/nodes, and it'll give you the information of that, okay? Now, as evident in the previous table, Uluru is one of the 12 major nodes of the planet. So is Maui, Hawaii, the modern-day location for ancient Lemuria. Now, the following information from Cryon should help you connect the dots between Lemuria and the Anungu people, who still remain as the traditional owners and guardians of Uluru. The idea that humanity might have been seeded or biologically changed by another race from somewhere else in your galaxy is often thought to be an idea from fools. It isn't. It's a beautiful and accurate creation story shared by many of your ancient cultures who didn't even know each other. This evidence is so consistent and abundant that it simply cannot be a coincidence. Again, I invite a study to be done by your anthropologists and researchers. Ask around to the indigenous cultures of this planet, especially around those places we call the nodes. Ask this, and what is your creation story? And in brackets, your Adam and Eve story. And because they're not Adam and Eve is a new age thing, concept. I have a story to tell. And you're gonna like, whoa. Anyway, they won't have an identical story after all these years, but they will say we came from the stars, like the Dogon, like my mother's side of the family, the Anayoia, the Cherokee, the principal people. Many of them will point to M45, the little cluster in the sky, not the brightest one or the most obvious one, but the one that's home. We know different. We know that it means something else. We all come from the womb, the water. And that's a membrane, regardless of how big or large or thick or not it is. They celebrate that very thing here in the red center of Australia, Uluru, within their songlines. They know who the ones whose names you cannot pronounce are. And it is the same in Lemuria, Hawaii. It is the same in Shasta, Mount Shasta. It is the same over and over in so many places all over the planet, or Earth. How could these cultures have the same kinds of stories? I want to write them and say, y'all calling the planet, you sound kind of stupid to the rest of the people who are not part of the woke movement of the liberal, of the dumb racists and the conservative party and the idiot liberal media established by the certain government dark agencies. Anyway, to dismiss the fact that we're waking up. How could these cultures have the same kinds of stories? They even name the shapes in the sky after the mythological characters involved in the creation story itself. But these cultures never met each other. Now, thousands of miles and continents apart, the same stories emerge about a smallish constellation that isn't all that obvious as you look into the sky. The only answer that you can come up with is that perhaps it was common sense, self-evident, and perhaps it was something etched into the Akash of the ancients. But in most cases, there was a commonality of information about the Palladians. The seven sisters, they say, it is the creation story of the planet, dear ones, and it's beautiful. And we have a story of the seven sisters as well, which I've said back in some of my old videos. I'm not going to repeat it here. When I tell my story, I'll go over it. But go back. That's like they say the Milky Way. That's not a Milky Way, people. That's the comet and long tail. That's a scar and a reminder of something. Okay? That's what that is. There's no such thing as the Milky Way. Like putting milk in a thing of blue Windex and see what happens. These people they're crazy with their nonsense. I hope y'all enjoyed that. I didn't want to be so brass and just read all over the place and all day and all. Now I'll put it up here behind me. All right. But I really, really enjoy this form of creation story. And it's going to get deeper and deeper, more so about the women's role and everything, as it was when we were talking about the creation and the woman and the womb and all that. So it's going to get pretty heavy. Right now, it's still building a foundation, which I think is great. So anyway, they won't have this right here. They won't have an identical story after all these years, but they will say we came from the stars. Many of them will point to M45, the little cluster in the sky, not the brightest one or the most obvious one, but the one that's home. Okay, man. Y'all gonna like the next part. Really. I don't even want to mark this, but I am. That's really good. Now, I have the Gods of Eden and everything like that, but those are going to go with the other books that I have, so that's why I'm not reading it. I know somebody like, read that one again. I know Snoop she's got it, so she's probably read ahead, but it's amazing when you find books that you can coordinate, you know what I'm saying? But they go together and share a much more specific narrative of the story that, one can actually build upon, you know what I mean? Well, anyway, I appreciate it. We stayed well under an hour. Who's on there? This message is held for review. Why? B-Tree. Hey, yeah, sure. Doesn't another moderator just handle it? Thank you. Why do they do that? So who we got up in here? So I hit y'all up West Side, Snoo. Herbo, what's going on, beloved? What's happening? What's happening? Yeah, Mikey Hill, the triathlon. Thank you, man. My mind's not there with all that right now. You know what I'm saying? Pool, mountainside pool, great memories. Definitely, yes, that's the one. We live on by train tracks. Yeah, I know where you. I know where you's at. Swimming uses. Remember the Bookers? They live right there. They used to hang their kung fu uniforms up. Remember we used to have the old kung fu pants that had the little white part that you had to fold. I still have those. And everybody be seeing my kung fu stuff when I put my sash on because it's just to hold it up because you don't know drawstring. And then he had the bottoms, that was perfect because that's what we used to do when we was doing kung fu. The kung fu class over in East Orange and North. Green Hopketo Green Dragon, and I'm not gonna say another one. It's been closed down for about 30 something years. Sifu, he went back to California, then he went back to Hong Kong, and then he's down there in Florida with my grandmaster Cam Lee, who's well into his 80s, who taught me Shaolin. He's the fifth great grandson to one of the Shaolin monks who fled and survived with the warrior nuns. Amazing. And he wouldn't have nobody else do the cultural, but yeah, the Bookers. And yeah, you're right. Because I remember I used to always go over there like, so what'd you learn? And they always wanted to spar and stuff. I was like, yo, y'all ain't all big, y'all ain't hurting me up. But I was boxing, so I would go a few rounds with them because they was right there when you get to the tracks before it turned off to where I, when you leave, Glenfield, which called it's a swimming pool and which called football field. I used to run down there on Essex Ave all the time. God dang it. Where the fireworks was always held. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about, Snoo. And swimming uses every muscle in the body. You got dang right. You sure right about that. Self-hypnosis. That's a good term, yes. But you're not swearing and using those eloquent words that you I'm not using no eloquent words. Appreciate you though. Big Pontiacs. Greetings, brother. Yo, he just did one on the basket shot manipulation, and you can't miss it. What I noticed, Big Pontiac, when it bounced and went up, did you see his head? Look, it curved or hit the back thing and went in. I was like, no, man, that ain't right, man. Something definitely going on there. Yo, y'all, Big Pontiac, he be throwing it in there about the sports and all that. Yeah, y'all got to check him out, y'all. Member of the Third Estate and Medieval Society Commonwealth. Yeah. Break it down for him, baby girl. Thank you. Cryon.com. Okay. Nodes and nulls. That's right. 12 layers of DNA. Now, don't forget about anywhere from the 24 to 23 chromosomes, remember? And there's a lot of proof in that. Now, I'm having an issue because I believe that we have 23 and the others have 24. I've got to go back into I got to go in my shed and pull out some of my medical from my pre-med days. Because I remember reading, so I got, I don't like using Google for a lot of stuff because it's really jacked. You know what I mean? You got to dig deep. And y'all see some of the posts I put up there about some of the lookalikes with the past 120, 150 years. Anyway, check them out. Thank you. B-Tree, what's going on, beloved? How's it going? Oh, my beloveds. Man, I love y'all, man. Y'all just don't know. What was that? I'm telling you, them halls is remote control. No, but see, yeah, you can tell anybody. What I like is a Big Pontiac. He goes and he breaks it down. He shows you and he puts his spin, and he's very knowledgeable. You know what I'm saying? Very knowledgeable. So very knowledgeable. But anyway, so I'm gonna cut it off, y'all. I appreciate y'all. We have 24 and then they have 23. No, we have 23. No, what I've been studying, if I'm wrong, correct me. That 24 chromosome is a change that allow us to become the illuminated, like the gods we are, instead of just being existence and don't exist no more. We have a little something called the source where we don't require a certain chromosome. I have to look into it. Like I said, I have to look into it again. I was reading something on it. We'll go over it. It's still in the reading and appendix of what I'm reading. And make the correction. Like I said, I was wrestling a little bit. Hey, Rhonda, what's going on, beloved? And it's clear. It's not new information. This is old information. But the issue is we've been lied to. Yes, research it. You research it. I'm gonna go and get my books, and it'll all hit me again because, like, I'm kind of tired. I'm stuffed. I just got to eating, man. My second meal, sardines with the nano fermented soybeans, black. Like I told you in Korea, I love the black. It's not that GMO stuff. It's fermented. You know what I mean, it's got a chocolate flavor, but it's sour. It's probiotics. And I'm gonna go in the bathroom here in about 10, 15 minutes. But anyway, I'm gonna get the heck up off of here. And, and I had baked chicken. My people on the corner here who work here, they always bake me my favorite chicken. I like the dark meat. I used to love the white meat, it's so dry. They bake me my dark meat, and man, let me tell you, and I like the organs, like the heart, like the, you know, y'all know, come on. When we was growing up, we used to be eating all them, what's it called? The fried lizards, gizzards, and all the fried gizzards and all that. So they steam them for me. You know what I'm saying? So they get me the thigh. I like the dark meat. Gotta have the dark meat. I don't give a damn. I don't want no white meat. You bring me them thighs and them hearts and them gizzards and the liver, chicken liver and all that. Man, that's that's the stuff that really, you dig what I'm saying? Like, that's the stuff. You know what I mean? Trust me. But I'm not gonna be eating it. Whenever they do, they always boom, boom, boom. They bring me the plate. They know I don't eat white rice. So, like I said, I told y'all, I have survival white rice. Like, when things get bad, I got a lot of rice where I can feed like 15, 20 people, like, for a while. So, rice alone, if need be. But I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Love you all. Hey, B-Tree, you got it dang right. Hit small foot up. That's Ganje. And we got the vampire, Mr. Westside. He in Cali. He probably driving right now, but we got the vamp and we got the Ganji up here. Y'all remember, we got the sleeping undead up in here. We got the gifted magical. We have those of us who was some caliber or another working with law enforcement. We got the medical enforcers. No, let me stop. Oh, like I should be part of a new age WWE or WWF. Anyway, I love y'all. Let me stop. My beloved sisters and my brothers 2 and 1. I'm gonna give it y'all later. All right, y'all have a grand evening.